What's going on, everybody? How you doing? In today's video, we are doing another donation request video. This is for John. This is XAVIER XERXES. Xerxes? Is that how you would say it? This is a lot of X's for me. Okay. XAVIER XERXES. I don't know who this is, what this is. I don't know what it is. But this is Polymeter 1 Chromatica 743 instrumental by XAVIER XERXES with music notation. So this sounds like some nerdy nerd out. I don't know. I have no idea. But when you're including music notation, that's what I get. Okay, and just as an aside, just so you get a little bit more of me. So when I started playing bass, I started playing saxophone, right, when I was 8, and I played through high school. So I read treble clef, right? And then when I started playing bass at 15, in order to play in the bands at school, I had to know how to read music. So I needed to learn bass clef. So I learned bass clef because I was already playing in bands at school with saxophone, but I wasn't crazy about the saxophone. I started playing bass. You didn't need to tell me to practice playing bass. I wanted to. I did constantly. So I learned how to read bass clef, and then went to college, and I played a lot of musicals during that time also, and just lots of reading stuff. So I can read. I used to be able to read. I say all this to say I used to be able to read music like I can read a book. Like you just put it in front of me and I can sight read the whole thing. It doesn't matter how difficult it is. I could just do it, right? But since college, after college, right? I went to music school and all that. The amount of reading I've had to do, that much. So if I were to sight read something now, I'd be nervous. I would be nervous because I couldn't tell you the last time I read a piece of music. It went from me reading music, like notes and all that, to chart reading. Chart reading isn't as specific. There are things with it, but it's not like you're reading note for note. You're reading every single note that you're playing. It's more like, okay, here are the changes. You're working with these changes, and you're playing whatever you're playing over these changes, right? There are people that are like, oh, well, you can read music, so that's and it's well, or you can't read music, and that's it's you don't need to read music, especially nowadays. You don't, and especially throughout damn near my entire playing music for a living, it's the amount, it depends on what you're doing. If you're playing Broadway shows, if you're playing in a pit somewhere like that, if you're a classical musician, anything like that, if you're a studio session person who has so much work that you have so much work, and the number of people that do that is as small as my reading potential ability at these days, it's then okay, fine. But most gigs are not like that. Rock bands are not lots of bands, just bands that are touring, stuff like that. It's not that kind of thing anymore. It's just not that kind of thing anymore. What you need, not just a good ear. You need the best ear you can get yourself. Ear training is number one. Number one. Okay, anyways, that's an aside. I just bring that up because this talks about music notation, and I wanted to give you some of my experience and bring you in about who I am more. And anyways, okay, so this is what we're checking out, XAVIER XERXES. If you're new here, please subscribe. Check out my videos, all kinds of videos, reaction videos, bass videos, music videos. Check it out. If you like the channel, you want to support the channel, you can hit super thanks underneath this video. You can hit me direct in the description. I got PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Amazon wishlist, mailing address, and I do donation videos like this one. If there's something you want me to listen to, watch, talk about, question, hit me direct, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. In the notes section, leave a description, leave a link, let me know what you want the video to be on, and I'll make the video. Or if you can't figure any of that stuff out, you can email me. I've been getting emails also, jpanreadsemail@gmail.com. That's also in the description, okay? Cool. Okay, this isn't that long, it's 3 minutes, but we'll see what it's gonna be about. Let's do this, bam. This is like an exercise. Why? Why? Okay. 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 What did we just hear? What were we just subjected to? And can you sing it back? Right? Was there okay, here, let me read this, right? This is a fun and complex little instrumental piece that was inspired by The Warning, Pablo Gonzalez Sarre, and Marco Miniman. My music composing software was choking on using the percussion clef, so for the parts with a full drum kit, I used the bass clef, which I guess can be done but is old-fashioned. Anyway, this piece covers lots of ground in less than 3 minutes. This piece has plenty of time signature changes, key changes, lots of chromaticism, and a couple of polymeter sections to boot. It rocks pretty hard too. Okay. Everyone has an opinion apparently, right? And that's fine. I have mine, and lots of people like it, and lots of people don't like it, and that's totally cool. You can do your thing and let me do mine, and we're good, right? So here I am giving you my opinion, and I'm going to try and be not unnecessarily harsh. I'm going to try and be as nice as possible, right? This is like some music student exercise or something. It's not music. It's not music to me. It's an exercise, and the fact that they put out all the music written out that way makes it feel even more like it, like notated and all that makes it feel even more like an exercise. The fact that you got to put in like all the different time signatures and changes and all this stuff. This is all reasons why I don't pay attention to any of that crap. Because I'm like, it doesn't matter. Because do I want to listen to it again? Answer is no. Right? Because I can't sing it. It sounds muddy. It like right off the bat, like it's like, okay, this is like some computer program input notes here, kind of like with sounds that are bad, right? The sounds are not good, right? What was live on here? The guitar maybe? Was the drums or some of the drums live? I don't even know if that was live or it was just all programmed. Kind of like, no, this is not, nope, no, it's not. I don't remember it. That's the problem. I remember none of it because it's just like computer imputation. There's no melody. There's nothing for me to grasp onto as a listener, as a consumer of music, to be like, oh yeah, that song, Polymeter 1 Chromatica 7/4/3 instrumental. There's nothing here for me to catch on to and emotionally connect to. It's all math, but it doesn't even feel like cool math. You know, like it doesn't. The cool stuff is where you're using these things, right? These musical things like polymeters and polyrhythms and odd times and chromaticism and chords and arpeggios and tensions and all this kind of stuff. They're just tools. That's it. They're just tools. They're and these things that we call them, right? Okay, this is 5/4. That's just a title, a name, a word that we call a sound. Does that make sense? Right? Like a major 7 chord. That's just a word, a title. Major 7 chord. Major 7 chord. That is just the words that we use to describe this sound, this thing, this pattern, right? But all of these things are just tools for emotion, for emitting, communicating musically. I feel like there's a lot going on and I can't put everything into words, you know, but I'm just like, this ain't it. That's all I know is this ain't it. This ain't it. This is you know, it's an exercise. It's an exercise. And I went to music school. I did exercises myself. And that's when I was getting into all this like polyrhythm stuff. That's when I got Gavin Harrison's book. That's when I was studying and trying to work on polyrhythms and like feel them and work on them and get it so that it becomes internal, so that when you're writing, when you're performing, it just comes out. You're not thinking about it. It just comes out. But if you're doing it as an exercise and it's like, okay, this is, you know, like 3/4 and this is 5/4 and this is 7/4 and this is, you know, like we're doing, you know, like whatever, like there was the one section where the bass part was like, it just like gradually every other bar just like added more notes into a similar pattern. It's like, that's just an exercise. It's all it sounds like to me, and also all it looked like, just notation wise. So I'm like, what was the homework assignment that you wrote this? What was the homework assignment that this is the piece of music that you came up with? That's how I feel. And if that's unnecessarily harsh in my opinion and you hate me, I apologize. I mean, I don't, but you know, sorry, you know, like that's how I feel. You want my opinion? That's it. This ain't it for me, you know? So anyways, there we have it. Doing donation requests, everybody. Okay. Let me know what you want me to check out, and I'm not gonna, you know, just kiss ass, because why? Anyways, thank you guys. I will catch you in the next video.